So Much for Optimism is the first real solo thing I did and tried to do something with. I'd been going into the recording studio almost every year, like once a year, and recorded 3 or 4 songs at a time. But So Much for Optimism was the first time that I put 4 songs together and was gonna go for it, as they say. A lot of stuff happened leading up to the release of that personally for me. First of all, I was at the time, it was 1995, and I was living with my girlfriend and her roommate. And one year they went out of town on spring break, and I did some stuff I shouldn't have. And when they came back, the excrement hit the fan, as they say. So things were just going badly, and I always knew that I kind of wasn't healthy emotionally, but the anxiety and depression had gotten so bad that I was losing weight, I was throwing up all the time, and I just was a mess. And so finally everyone just pushed me to go to the doctor, and they put me on Prozac. And this is, mid-90s, Prozac was the hot new thing. But it was a lifesaver in a lot of ways. It worked out really well for me. I was doing better, and then that summer I was hanging out with my girlfriend. We were watching TV or something, and the band that I was in, the other 3 guys, they show up and they're like, "Yo, we need a band meeting." And so we all, trudge up the stairs to go to my room, and we sit down and they're like, "Yeah, we think we're going to continue with a different singer." So that was kind of a shock to me and everyone who knew the band, because we were like 4 really close friends. We were like brothers. So, I mean, it was a shock to me. Maybe everyone else saw it coming. There I was, suddenly without this core of guys that I always had to hang around with and stuff. And I was just suddenly without that. And then not too long after that, my girlfriend went away to grad school in Tennessee. We were in upstate New York, and she went to grad school in Memphis. And that was okay with me, actually. At that point, I was ready to see her go. For the first time in a while, I could write songs that I didn't have to worry about, getting the approval of other people. So the songs for this first demo or EP came together pretty easily for me. And then I released it in 1996. I went through the fall semester of my junior year and recorded it during winter break. The guitar sounds terrible on it, despite the best efforts and the extreme talent of the man whose studio I was using. I mean, he's a really talented engineer, but I was playing this crappy Ovation guitar. It had a big crack in the body, and if you know anything about Ovation guitars, they have this like weird fiberglass back, and it just sounds tinny to me. And so, despite our best efforts, it still sounds not great, but it sounds okay. Not as good as I would like it to sound. Originally, the cover was different than what you see here on YouTube. On the YouTube videos for this EP, there's a painting that I just threw together on my laptop and threw it up there because I couldn't find the original photo of the cover that I used. So that looks like this. And it was a picture taken by some girl that was in one of my classes in college. I can't remember her name now, but she came up to me we had never spoken before, but she came up and said to me, "Can I take pictures of your hands?" And I said, sure. I guess she was doing some project for photography class or something, and so she liked my hands and wanted to take pictures of it. So I got a couple prints of the shots she had taken, and I liked this one, so I used it as the cover. But unfortunately, I don't know what happened to that. It's somewhere, I can't find it. It's probably buried in a box somewhere, so that's why I threw the new painting as a cover on the YouTube channel. There I was with the demo, and like I said, I was determined to make it. So I started sending it out to record labels. The first place I sent it to was this record label called Ignition, which isn't a thing anymore. Anthrax actually put out one of their albums on Ignition. I think it was Volume 8, The Threat Is Real. Could have been label mates with Anthrax. Anyway, but a guy that I knew, that I had met through my girlfriend at the time, had gone to work for them. And so I sent it to him, and he was nice enough to listen to it and call me and say, yeah, this is not bad, but we don't really have new artists in our budget right now, or something like that. He said, but if you can afford to record an album on your own, we may be able to help you with distribution or something. It was like a nice way of just saying no. But it was cool that he listened to it and called me instead of just shooting me a letter or whatever. This was kind of pre-email for me. That was cool. But left me still at square one. So a long time went by. I finished junior year. A lot of my friends graduated, and then I was kind of just hanging around senior year. And I remember I saw Ani DeFranco. She was amazing, and so I thought, well, why don't I just send it to Righteous Babe Records? And so I did, and I got this letter back, which was very nice, as you can see. But again, square zero. Wasn't going to get me anywhere, and I didn't really expect to get anywhere with Righteous Babe Records. I would have kicked myself if I hadn't at least tried. So a lot of years went by, and then I think I added some more songs to it since I could do it digitally. I added some of my older demos that sounded okay, that I thought were passable to it, to make the extended version, which I think is on Bandcamp. But you can still download each song individually if you don't like all of them. But originally it was just those first 4. That's how that started. I hope you'll give it a listen and download it if you like it. Thanks for watching. Bye.